Welcome to Pep Talk with Wendy Summers. This portion of the Pensacola Expert Panel is sponsored and presented by Pensacola Home Experts and your host, Bill Sheffield, who is responsible for the content. Views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of News Radio 1620.
Welcome, Bill.
How you doing, Wendy? Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
You know, we needed rain. Rain was a good thing.
You know, I'm always fine if it rains during the week. It's when it rains on the weekend it makes it sad.
Well, I know.
So it's supposed to clear up.
That's when we're out selling houses is on the weekend. So we kind of like clear weather too. Mm-hmm. That's a great day to be alive in Pensacola, Florida. Wendy Summers, thank you so much for having us. It's a good day to be here. We've got two young Marines, Wendy. Don't get too excited. Two young Marines.
They're very handsome.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Larry Griffin and I'm going to get this right. I'm going to say it right the first time. Jamario Ridley. Is that good?
All right.
Mm-hmm. And so thank y'all for being here. Wendy, it's exciting. And one of the blessings of my life is working with young first-time home buyers. That's the home Jamario and Larry, you'll never forget. You'll never forget that first home that you buy. For the rest of your life, you can talk to your mamas, your daddies, your grandfolks, your aunts, your uncles. They can tell you about their first home. They may not can tell you about their third or fourth, but the first one they remember. And since we're in a military town, I get blessed to help a lot of military families relocate to Pensacola, work with a lot of young sailors and Marines buying their first homes. Several years ago, I helped a young Marine buy a house out in Coral Creek. Y'all probably drive by Coral Creek every day going out towards NAS. And because it was comfortable for him, this just about a little over a month ago, young Marine like yourselves that just decided to go ahead. He wanted to live in Pensacola, and he did his time and got out. Didn't retire, and that first Marine referred him to me, and I helped him get a home. So everything here is a great type of business, but whatever I sell, chances are at some time it's going to have to be painted.
That's right.
And so I want to talk to you about FreshCoat. First of all, welcome, Gunny. Welcome, Staff Sergeant. Thank you so much for serving our country.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
It's good. It's good to have y'all here. I want to know why two Marines determined themselves to go ahead and start a business. First of all, evidently Pensacola is going to be your home. Can't nod on the radio, Larry.
Larry's like,
no,
yes.
That's right, Bill. We plan on staying here.
Okay. So this is where you're going to be home. Why Pensacola? I have to ask you. You're a Texas boy. You're from Monroe, where they do duck calling or something over there, right?
Monroe, Florida.
Monroe, Louisiana.
Awesome.
The Duck Dynasty is in West Monroe, so we're about 5 minutes from the Duck Dynasty show out there on AE. So we're about 5 minutes away from there. That's where I grew up.
So you could have settled in Monroe, Louisiana, and gone into, but you chose Pensacola. Why Pensacola, Jamario? Why did you decide to settle here?
Well, we both know that we've both been in the military for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. Pensacola seems to be like one of our final destinations due to the fact that we're not deploying.
Okay.
And we can start a family here. We love the military. It keeps us in the military environment. So we thought it was the best place to be.
Good. You know what? But you two are rare. I mean, Wendy, we've done this for a long time, and it's rare we see two people that know when they're going to get out and go ahead and start a business. I mean, what y'all are doing is practically unheard of. Why are you doing this now?
Well, it took a lot of time and thinking about what we were going to do. We actually had planned on waiting till we got out to actually start a business because we know we have the commitment to the Marine Corps right now. We just didn't think there was any possible way to do both. And then we started looking at home base.
If it were not two of y'all, you couldn't do this.
Absolutely not. No, it had to take two of us. One of us couldn't run a business and be full-time Marines at the same time. So we tried to find something that was doable for us to do both and to build up what we have as far as a business. That way when we get out, we've already got something rolling instead of having to start from scratch when we got out.
Wendy, they started researching this 3 years ago.
That's great.
It was fascinating, Jamario, that Larry was telling me that y'all assigned each other homework to research companies. We're gonna get to painting in a minute. We're gonna
this is very interesting. I love the startup process.
It's actually a little more than 3 years ago, Bill. We were stationed together in 2004 to 2008.
Wow.
That's somewhere in between there that the seed got planted for us to have our own business.
Wow.
And you know what? Then God put them back together here in Pensacola, Florida, where they could.
Yeah.
Ain't that amazing? Well, you call it God, and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Y'all are here.
Yeah.
We're glad to be here.
All right, so you did a lot of research, Mario. I've heard y'all have had a chance to chat with them, and they researched delivering food and what all did y'all take a look at?
We wanted to start a business. We wanted to get in something that was serving, where we could serve people and where it'd be a good service business.
Right.
So we researched a couple examples. Go Waiter was one of the places we wanted to look into.
Young Air Force guy that I met, y'all. You bet, didn't you meet that couple? They're doing Go Waiter here in town. So
right.
Yeah. So you looked at that.
So we looked at that. We looked at a company called Enhance. They do wood restoration.
Okay.
We looked into that. We looked at about 6 other companies as well, and we chose franchising due to the fact that it's something that we are new to the business world. And franchising does a lot of support towards their owners.
Okay.
And they help them develop into real good potential business owners.
Larry, you got to tell me the story that you did yesterday. Why did y'all decide to do a franchise? Listen to this, Wendy. This is incredible.
Well, for somebody to start their own business from scratch, they don't have, like Jamario said, all the support and the networking and the system that goes into it. Almost 13 years in the Marine Corps, everything, no matter what you do in the Marine Corps, there's a book, there's some kind of publication, manual that tells you how to do your job.
Right.
If you run into a snag, open it up, it's going to tell you how to fix it.
Okay.
All right, so franchising is pretty much the same way. It's got an operations manual, they've got a system in place that it's tried and proven. And if we get into a snag, all we got to do is open up that manual or even call up to the corporate.
I'll probably go online.
And we just follow the system. It's a system, and that's what we do in the Marine Corps is follow the system.
That's
so
why
you're used to it. You're
Exactly.
used to following a system, so now they're just trying it with another venue.
That's why so many, it's an incredibly higher percentage of franchise businesses succeed than people that, my Precious can make good biscuits. I'm going to open up my biscuit store. No.
Well, Wendy, just to touch, you said we're used to it. Franchises actually love military for that reason.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that you were looking for something that's vet friendly. There's an actual organization of franchise groups that are vet friendly.
That's right, Bill. There's a website called I believe it's vetfriend.com. If not, you can go to franchising.com, and there's a little link. It's basically a network that lists all franchises that are veteran friendly, meaning they give incentives to bring in veterans to actually become a franchise, or whatever the case may be, and they're proven franchises that won't go under, and it's to help out veterans like ourselves.
All right, now here we go. Now tell me that we're now into FreshCoat. All right, Jamario, now it's your turn. What is FreshCoat?
Well, FreshCoat is a national brand of U.S. and Canada painting company, professional painting company. We provide commercial and residential interior, exterior painting for all consumer needs. We always try to tell people we paint everything without wheels on it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, Larry was telling me something about the actual people that you employ. They're bonded. You're bonded. You tell me you got tons of insurance. So what happens is, what's your phone number first? Because people need to. You got to go to their house to give them a quote. Correct.
Right. FreshCoat. The phone number for us is 850-418-6011, and you will call that at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you'll get somebody to answer the phone,
okay,
and you can set up for a quote, free quote.
Good deal. And the estimates and everything, there's no charge for going out. If they want to book you, they book you.
Right.
This day and age, Wendy, the fact that they have background checks and bonded folks and everything else, painters work inside houses, and typically painters work inside houses when there's nobody there, and so I think it's awful critical for you to cover that a little bit more about the type of people and employees that y'all have.
Well, we we do background checks on all our employees. Is to make sure that the customer has a feel safe about us being in their home.
Right.
If they want to walk away to go grab something from the store, they can feel good to know that we did a thorough background check on these guys and know they're not have a criminal background or worrying about anything. The insurance and bonded, if there was something damaging in your home, if we damaged something while we were doing our work, we're not going to walk away from that. We're insuring. We're going to cover the damage that we did. If we did anything to your home, we would cover that, not your homeowner's insurance or anything like that. We're a professional company to take care of the customer.
All right. What is your that people are welcome to go visit your website? They can see a bunch of before and afters. What's that? FreshCoat Pensacola?
It's FreshCoatPensacola.com.
Okay. What's your Facebook page?
It is
FreshCoat Pensacola.
Yep,
Just
it's
like-
Facebook.com/FreshCoat Pensacola.
Yep.
There you go. And so but one of the things we want folks to do today is to go to FreshCoat Pensacola on Facebook and like the page. We want you to go to the website, FreshCoatPensacola.com. Check out some of their work. I mean, painting is one of the things, Wendy, that for not a lot of money, you can really, really make a house look better. I mean, it's amazing the money we can get them back, Wendy, on listings if they'll take the time to go ahead and paint that house. If the ceilings around the AC units have kind of gotten some discoloration, let y'all go ahead and paint the ceilings. So when people come into that house, I mean, we had Lance on here. Lance is a landscaper. And I tell folks, the folks that are going to sell their houses all the time, Jamario, if I can't get them to stop in front of your house, we're not going to sell your house. If I can't get them in the door, we're not going to sell your house. If I get them in the door and everything, there's underwear scattered everywhere, and the house is grungy and not painted and smells
there's nasty
good,
stains on the ceiling and holes in the wall.
I'm not going to sell your house. I may sell your house, but it ain't going to be for what you want. So paint is cheap compared to the return on it. I tell everybody that it's not an arm and it's not that expensive. And if you're sitting out there thinking about selling your house, you need to call these guys and get them to come over and let them take a look at your house. Where was that house that y'all painted that terracotta? Where was that?
I was in Marcus Point.
That was a changed house.
Like you said, it's the smallest investment you can make in a home that makes the most dramatic change for the better in a home.
Yeah.
Did you take pictures? Do you have pictures?
They're on
before and
our
after?
Facebook page right there. Yes, ma'am.
There,
All right.
it's incredible. Wait till you see how that house changed. And now just imagine, Wendy, riding down the road, looking now there's a for sale sign. It should say Main Street, Bill Sheffield, but whatever. But
Wow.
whatever real estate signs in front of that house, Wendy, which one would you stop at? The one before they got there, or the one after?
Oh, that's definitely.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
there,
it's a
buddy.
no-brainer.
It's just incredible.
Wow, I'm looking at a gray house that they did that looked like it'd been deserted for years.
Yeah, that one's in Gulf Breeze. It gets a lot of weather.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know.
Man.
It's amazing. Exterior, interior. I was listening to Larry talk to one of the agents at Main Street yesterday because the guy's trying to say, give me some ballpark. Well, you can't ballpark painting a house.
Every house is different. There's no way to actually you can't tell me a square footage of your home and I can give you a rough estimate. We don't do estimates. We actually give quotes, and to give quotes.
What's the difference?
An estimate can go up and it can go down depending on what the contractor finds. For us, we come in your home, we take actual measurements, put it in a software, and we spit out a quote. Now, if we find anything while we're doing the job that may cost us more time or materials, you're not going to pay any more for it. We're gonna eat that and cover
That's
it.
important. Well, did you hear that, Wendy? That ain't like most folks, is it? I mean, some folks. I mean, one of their missions in life is to give you a low quote so they can get in your house and do some of them change order deals.
Yeah.
I hate change order. I had a friend in Seattle one time. You know what his boat named? 30-foot boat was named Change Order. Change orders paid for the guy's boat.
Yeah.
So, Jamario, let's let him talk for a little bit. I like him too. I don't just like you. I like both of y'all. So, somebody calls you. What's that number again? How they gonna call you?
They call us 850-418-6011.
Can they register online at your FreshCoat Pensacola for you to come out and give them a quote?
Yes, they can. They can actually go on the website and request us to come out and do a free quote as well.
Okay, and then you just call them and schedule a good time. All right, you get in.
They can actually do it on our Facebook page as well.
Wow. You go in. Your house needs painting. I've seen it. It needs painting.
Come on, Wendy, do it. You know you want us to come out there and take a look.
Well, honestly, I do have a couple of condos that could use some painting.
See,
So I think my husband might be calling you
There
guys.
you
That's
go.
for sure. You guys just will do, like, even if a couple rooms needed a facelift?
That's it. We can
Wow.
we paint anything. We have
except cars. You don't do cars.
except cars.
Okay.
Although you do have some nice-looking logos on your cars there. I don't think you probably did that, like you said, but that's a nice-looking logo.
Doesn't it look
I
good?
love the FreshCoat logo.
But we try to get it to it. We're trying to get it a brand recognition. So we want to make sure when you think of paint, it should be FreshCoat that's on your mind. So
Yeah,
Fresh,
it's very nice.
Fresh coat of paint. That's a good name.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm excited for you guys. Now, I mean, how many do you have people that are working with you and you send them out on, you have like people with strengths and weaknesses? I mean, I'm sure some people are really good at edging. Other people might be, I mean, I don't know. I can't paint anything.
well, we have two really good painters. One's our lead painter, and we have more painters, but we have those two are our top guys, and they have over 20 years experience in painting. One, like you said, is a very meticulous guy, really good at doing trim. And we have another guy that's a workaholic. He will work until we had to stop him a lot of times so he could take a break. But we have a few good painters on our team. They all been background checked, like I said before, and we do a real thorough interview with our guys to make sure they fit on our team.
Tell me this: what happens? Do you, if there's furniture in the room, they got couches, sofas backed up, they got entertainment centers against the wall. What do y'all move that, or you require them to move it?
When we go do a quote for a house, when we propose it to the customer, that we have a nice little packet in there, and it explains to the customer what we would need for them to do prior to us coming out and actually completing the job. And just a few of those things is, all the heavy furniture moved 2 feet away from the walls, all the wall hangings come off. Don't worry about the plug covers and the switch covers. We'll take those off, put them back on. It's real minute stuff that it doesn't take the customer very long.
What about the nail holes and stuff like that?
We'll cover those up if the customer wants. Matter of fact, the customer, we actually tell them for all the wall hangings, if they actually want to put the pictures right back in the same spot, leave the nails there.
Okay.
We can just paint right over them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And
that
just
saves
put
a lot of. That saves
yeah.
Man, it saves a lot of measuring. I like that better.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, my wife, I know how bad it is to have to replace pictures on a wall.
Because they're so precise.
Oh yeah, very meticulous.
That needs to go 1 3/8 to the right.
Oh, my Lord.
Man.
She's listening right now. Love you, honey.
Okay. Okay. So, and then you go out and you get the job done. Are you doing more exterior than interior? Or is it a good mix?
It's actually a pretty good mix right now. And just to touch on the little interior, we actually, if you have furniture in there, we're going to cover it up, all of it. Put drop cloths down on the floor, the carpet. We're real careful about getting paint anywhere but the wall or whatever it is we're painting.
It's kind of a good idea.
It's a real good idea.
Yeah. So, Jamario, what colors are in now? What are colors going back to the brighter, darker colors? Or, I mean, Wendy and I've lived through the '60s when it was lime green, and then the '70s when it was chartreuse, and the '80s when it was kind of pink, and the '90s when it went back to beige and tan, and the '90s were boring. I mean, then
The '80s mauve and that
so
country blue.
Oh God!
I loved it for a while, and now I'm like, what was I thinking?
Why would somebody put blue countertops in a house?
It's just a personal thing they would like to have, I guess.
Actually, blue granite is actually quite beautiful, but I know what you're talking about. You're not talking about any granite. You're talking about some
sell
nasty.
a house with blue countertops.
Yeah.
But we could probably paint it for them if they want.
I heard somebody could do that. All right, so what colors are in? I'm just curious.
Oh, well, I mean, it varies. We at FreshCoat, we're kind of colorblind. We don't like to recommend colors, but
that's a good idea.
Right, we don't like to recommend any colors, but it's just kind of what they feel.
In houses that I'm going in, I'm seeing lots of more reds. Precious painted our house orange. She before we moved in, it was called the pumpkin house by the people that were doing the work. But once she got everything up on the walls and all the decorations and the plants, you don't see the orange. What you see is it makes everything pop. It's just it's incredible what somebody that knows color can do with
right.
color.
And we've seen so many different colors.
Bright
at
yellow.
home,
I'm seeing bright yellow again.
We've had house painted all red. We've had one that wanted all green in the house. I mean, like a dark green.
Right.
And it's been a lot of different things. It's just kind of what the customer wants, and we just want to make them happy with it.
That's good. But whatever color that it is. Well, let me ask you a question. And how much? We got plenty of time. How about wallpaper? Should you remove wallpaper? Do you paint up? What do you do with wallpaper?
Well, we do both, actually. We remove it, and that's one of the things that we actually kind of do an estimate on, because you don't know where, how the wallpaper was put on before, and we don't want to cause it. We have to take care of the damages in the process. But we also paint over wallpaper, and you wouldn't even know the difference at all. So
what about paneling?
We paint over paneling as well.
There's still some of them 80s houses.
I know. And why are people so, you can't paint over paneling? Yes, you can, and it looks 1,000 times better.
1,000 times better than it does.
Yeah, paint that.
Do you is it two-coat job, or you just got paints that you can just do?
That's got to be a few, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would take more.
It just all depends, especially the wallpaper. You have to use an oil-based primer, and then usually 1 to 2 coats of paint after that. Okay. On the wallpaper, though, we highly recommend removing the wallpaper.
I was going to say,
it's a little more.
You have seams, aren't you? I mean,
right, and it's. I mean, you can paint over it, and you can make it look just as good, but we recommend actually removing it to get the smoother surface. So.
Okay. Well, they can. I mean, the people that have the 70s and early 80s houses that have the paneling, trust me when I tell you this. If you're getting ready to sell it, paint that paneling. If you're not going to go to the extra expense to put that real thin drywall over it and then cover it up and then let y'all paint it, then paint it. You're right, Wendy. It looks so much better. Even if the stripes are there, you still see that, and you know that it's paneling. It brightens up a room, because all of that paneling was dark. You remember that? Oh, man. And so you go in and you brighten up, put some nice bright colors to it. It changed the whole feel of a house. It does. And I'm talking from a real estate selling point of view, and y'all are talking from a living point of view. Yeah. So, what are you planning? Y'all got some time left in the Marine Corps, and so you're going to stay in Pensacola. You're a gunnery sergeant. You're a staff sergeant. So, right now you're training young sailors and Marines how to work on aircraft, right?
That's right. We're actually teaching them basic electronics so they can move on to their more advanced schooling and go out and
let them go do the tours now.
Exactly.
You've done your turn.
It's all a rotation.
It is. I know. That's it's amazing that they still get people to enlist in the service. It speaks so highly of young folks today. It's not. I mean, there's people can always look and find a lot of bad with young folks, but I'm telling you, being in Pensacola, we get to deal with some of the best ones that there are. All right, you need to kind of go ahead and give us your phone numbers, your websites, and stuff like that, Larry and Jamario.
All right, phone number 850-418-6011. You can also go on our website, www.freshcoatpensacola.com. and facebook.com/freshcoatpensacola, and you can get us or register for a free quote on either of those, or give us a call 24/7, and we can get you scheduled.
There you go. And you know what? They're going to be with me on our next home buyer seminar, Wendy, on April the 20th.
Oh, good.
I know we're talking about a little bit far out, but we did one on March the 23rd. Had good attendance, good folks there, actually selling some houses to some young folks. But it's a way that they're going to get totally educated. You're going to leave there knowing the entire process, Jamario. You're going to leave there not having any frustration, or knowing that you're not going to be frustrated or have any doubts. So it's a great place to be. My name is Bill Sheffield. Wendy, did I tell you that? My company, I am with Main Street Properties, and so happy to be there. Folks, one thing that you need to never, ever forget is where there's a bill, there's a way. And that means that my mission in life is to help you buy the best home you can get for the least amount of money, and if you're selling, help you sell that home in the shortest period of time and get you every dollar that's on the table. That's what I do, Wendy. That's what I do. And my number, should you determine that Bill Sheffield is the one you need to call, is 261-5133. Never forget, never ever forget, where there's a bill, there's a way.
I can't. How could you forget it?
I don't let people forget.
I would never forget it. Folks, every time I see you, I know where there's a bill, there's a way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you very much. And you can go like him at Pensacola Home on Facebook. Have a great Thursday.